Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I want to go ahead and talk about this very sad situation that happened that took the life of a 75-year-old woman. Her name is Annita Grayson, okay? Now, if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you've seen the surveillance video, you would know how sad it is to watch this surveillance video. But I want to go ahead and break down everything, and I want to go ahead and get into some thoughts and opinions, some comments that I've been seeing. This is kind of going viral in a way because blogs are posting about it, and a lot of people have different thoughts and opinions. I want to get into mine. I want to get into other people's thoughts and opinions and how things like this can be prevented, because this was definitely very sad, okay? A 75-year-old woman, her name is Annita Grayson. Like I said, she walked into a Tim Hortons. She basically wanted to confront the employees about her order. I guess she had went through the drive-thru, they had got her order wrong, or something went wrong with her order, so she decided to walk in. Now, unfortunately, Annita was very upset. Obviously, you can see that in the surveillance video. So she did come off as the aggressor. She was very upset. You can tell by the way that she was moving her hands in the surveillance video that she was very upset about whatever had happened to her order, okay? Now, she's like giving it to the employee. She's talking. It seems like she's yelling, but we can't hear any audio. And we can see by the body language of Annita and the employee who's at the register. The employee at the register is obviously trying to tell her to leave. And we know this because her body language is her pointing towards the door. And she keeps on pointing towards the door as if she's telling Annita to leave. And I've been reading articles, and it said that, you know, once these people, these employees were interviewed, that's what they were telling her. They were telling her that she needed to leave that restaurant. But obviously, Annita was very upset, so she didn't listen to what they had to say. She continuously was going off. Now, that's when the 17-year-old employee, she decides to get in the mix of it. She's trying to tell her to leave as well. It seems like Annita got even more agitated, so she decides to push the employee and then, you know, hit her in the face. And that's when the employee decides to charge at her and full on like attack her, like she's fighting her. Now, so I'm not getting anything wrong, I want to go ahead and read from this article. Shout out to kltv.com, the rest of what happened. And of course, I can't show a video of the fight, but you guys kind of can see what was going on and how upset Annita is. You can see the employees trying to tell her to leave. That's all I can show. But if you guys want to see the full video, I will have it linked in my description. It says a 20-year-old shift lead, this is the employee who decided to step in. She's a shift lead, then stepped between Grayson and the teen and told Grayson to leave, police said. The 75-year-old then appeared to move around the shift lead towards the teen employee, with the shift lead putting her hands on Grayson in response. Grayson then shoved the shift lead backwards and struck her in the face. The shift lead then went towards Grayson, swinging her arms. Grayson responded by grabbing the shift lead by the hair and pulling her to the ground while the shift lead swatted at Grayson's arm. During the fight, Grayson pulled a chunk of hair from the shift lead's head, leaving a raw area on top of her head, police said. Okay, so obviously this was investigated. Police seen that she had, you know, got some hair of this young woman's. Two other Tim Horton employees then stepped in to separate Grayson and the shift lead. Once they were separated, the employees went behind the counter. Grayson sat down at a table and began talking on the phone, at one point grabbing the shift lead's ripped hair from the floor and placing it into her bag. About only 10 minutes later, Grayson laid on the floor and the shift lead went to check on her, bringing her a cup of water. A second employee also came to check on Grayson. When the police did arrive, they found Grayson unresponsive. Medics began life-saving measures and transported Grayson to the hospital, where she was pronounced DEAD, okay? A very sad situation to know that this woman ended up not even here anymore due to this fight that happened because something went wrong with her order. She came in the restaurant aggressive and a fight broke out and she ended up having a heart attack. Very sad situation. Now that the surveillance video is released and we all can see what happened, and we all seen that Annita came into the restaurant and she was initially the aggressor, I think people are looking at the situation from a different perspective. Now, of course, beforehand, and also, Anita's daughter has been saying that she feels like her mother was done wrong. For her mother to walk into this restaurant and to get fought, to get attacked, and then to end up not being here anymore, she was heartbroken. That's the way that the story came about.
Mother was wronged in the worst way.
But now with us seeing this surveillance video, we can see, oh, this is different. This is not just a 75-year-old woman coming into a restaurant complaining about her order and then she gets attacked. It seems like she came in, unfortunately, being the aggressor. She put her hands on the young lady, which some people are saying from the video that seems like the young lady put her hands on her first. But we seen that Annita definitely struck her in the face, that she was the aggressor, that unfortunately you can't just go into a restaurant, putting your hands on someone and expect them not to put their hands on you back or do whatever in defense of whatever you're doing to them. And I think that's just what's very unfortunate. A lot of us feel bad for Annita because she's 75 years old. She was a 75-year-old woman. She, had a heart attack. She's not here anymore. Of course, our hearts go out to her and her family. But I do feel like sometimes accountability is at an all-time low, okay? Because we have to hold her accountable, even though she's not here, that she came in there being a 75-year-old woman, very aggressive against these younger people. And they were telling her constantly to leave, leave, leave. You can see it. And even police reports say they were trying to tell her to leave. And she didn't want to leave. She, unfortunately, it seems like she was looking for a fight. And once she got that fight, obviously it was something that her body, her system could not handle. And I think this is something that, of course, a lot of us can learn from, older, younger, whoever can learn from. And I'm not saying that the younger person, the team lead who attacked her, was right in the situation. I don't feel like she had to take it as far. But I will say this, you cannot put your hands on someone and expect them to play fair or the way you want them to play. Okay, you have to be ready for anything if you're going to come at a person aggressive or if you're going to put your hands on them. Okay, you really, really have to be careful. But like I said, my heart goes out to both sides of this situation, or both people that was in the situation. I mean, I can only imagine the employee who actually did all of that, who attacked her, probably does feel some type of way that she feels like she took this older woman's life. And we can't completely say that it was a heartless attack because, like I said, we seen Annita strike her first. And we also seen the employees constantly trying to tell her to leave. So like I said, we really have to hold people accountable. In certain situations like this, as unfortunate as it is, it claimed the life of this woman. We can learn from situations like this, right? Don't come in a place being aggressive with a person, ready to put your hands on a person, putting your hands on a person and expect them to play fair, but also watch out for your emotions. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. No matter what age you are, it doesn't mean that you can disrespect people who are younger than you, but also for the younger people in this situation, be mindful of what you're doing. And I'm not saying don't defend yourself. Yes, defend yourself, but also be aware of the fact that this was an older woman. Like, if this person is way older than you, you know that you cannot be fighting this person like they're 17 years old, like you were 20 years old. You cannot be fighting them like a young person. Okay, she pushed you, she struck you, one little strike, and that could have been it. But I think the whole situation in general was just too much for Annita. And of course, the fight definitely was way too much on a 75-year-old's body. So, like I said, very sad and unfortunate situation, but I do think that we need to hold all parties accountable for what happened. I want to know what you guys think about this in the situation, and my heart still goes out to the family. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any type of way, but I do think that, like I said, people have to be held accountable, whether here or not, and held accountable in a way where we're not ignoring what someone did to cause something that happened to them. That's a part of life. We all, especially as adults, we have to take accountability for our wrongs. But y'all let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like I said, prayers up for her family and all parties involved. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Once again, thank you for watching Room for Tea. See you guys in my next one. Have a blessed rest of your night.